Hello everyone, in this tutorial I am going to show you how to install and configure Wazuh all-in-one security platform and intrusion detection system. Wazuh is a free open source enterprise ready security detection and monitoring solution. It can perform threat detection, integrity monitoring, incident responses and compliances. Wazuh has a vast variety of features like security analysis, intrusion detection, log data analysis, file integrity monitoring, vulnerability detection, configuration assessment, incident responses, regulatory compliances, cloud security, and container security. I'll briefly explain some of them one by one. Wazuh perform security analysis by collecting, indexing, and analyzing data. It can perform intrusion detection using a Wazuh agent, which looks for malware, rootkit, and suspicious activities on your network. It also can perform log data analysis. Agent collect system logs and application logs, and finally forward them into central manager for role-based analysis, which can help you to be aware of system errors, system misconfigurations, some unsuccessful login attempts, and policy violations, and many more. Also, it can perform file integrity monitoring, which means it can identify file content changes and permission and ownership changes, and also we can find out who did those changes into those files, and automated vulnerability detection can perform periodic scan to detect your configuration settings to ensure whether they are aligned to your security policies and standards. Also, it can take action against threat sources when certain criteria are met. Also, it can provide cloud and container-based security as well. Okay, now let's head over to installation. First of all, we need to complete some perform prerequisites. Initially, I'm going to install some third-party YAM repositories. It's better if you have at least EPEL repository. Okay, now we need to set a host name with a fully qualified domain name for the domain name resolution. First, head over to etc hostname file. Change your hostname as you like. Provide your fully qualified domain name and relevant IP address. And then let's move on to another step. Now I am going to change my say Linux configuration into permissive. To do so, go to say Linux configuration file, etc say Linux config. Change the say Linux configuration into permissive. Then let's do a restart. Then we need to install Python version 3. Python version 3 is a Wazuh System manages essential dependency, so we need to install initially.
Yes, Python has been installed. Now we ready to install Wazuh manager. In this case, we need to install some development tools, compilers and other required packages. Okay, now all the dependencies has been installed. One more thing, then we need to install OpenSSL package. Since OpenSSL will be required to create the system certificate while authentication with Wazuh agent. Then I'm going to install EPEL release third-party YUM package repository and some other YUM utilities. After that, we need to install some build dependencies of CPython. In here, I'm going to install build dependencies for CPython 3.4. Okay, now we are ready to go. Initially we need to download Wazuh manager package from GitHub repositories. To do so, execute this command. You can download latest Wazuh manager binary from GitHub. This download will take some more time depending on your internet link speed. It will automatically download and extract the package. You can see here. Now head over to Wazuh installation binaries. Now I'm going to execute install.sh shell script. This script will guide you through the installation process. When script asks for what kind of installation need to perform, you need to type manager to install the Wazuh manager. In here I am going to enter English as my language. Press enter. In here you need to enter manager to perform the Wazuh manager installation. Leave this as it is. This is the installation directory. Yes, I need email notifications. Press yes. Do you want to run integrity checks daemon? Yes. Do you want to run the rootkit detection engine? Press yes. Do you want to run policy monitoring checks? This one also I'm going to enable. Do you want to add more IPs to the whitelist? I don't need at this moment. I'm going to leave it as it is. Do you want to enable remote syslog? Yes, of course. Do you want to run the auth daemon? Press yes. Do you want to start Wazuh after the installation? Sure. Then press enter again. Now installation has been started. While the installation, it will be download some required packages automatically from their relevant repositories, and this may take a while because it's going to compile some binaries and GCC files. Okay, now installation has been completed. You can see here there is a service auto start script has been created. We can start the service by executing this command, and the configurations related to the Wazuh manager is reside on this file. Now press enter to finish. Then we need to allow Wazuh manager service port through the firewall. In here I am going to allow several service ports. This one for the syslogs, rest of the others related to the Wazuh manager to perform their relevant task. Reload the firewall. Then I am going to enable service and restart the service. Daemon reload, enable Wazuh manager service, restart Wazuh manager service again. Now check whether it's running. Okay, now Wazuh manager installation has been completed. You can see here it's running as it is. Now let's head over to next step. Then we need to install Wazuh API, which need to communicate with Kibana. First of all, we need to install Node.js. Node.js required in order to run Wazuh API. To accomplish this task, I am going to execute this command. All these commands will be available in the description section. Then install GCC Okay, they have already installed. Okay, now we can install Node.js. Then we need to install a package called yarn. I'm going to create a yarn repository using this command. Then I'm going to install yarn. Always keep in mind to watch the description section in the video. I'll put all the related references and guidelines in the video description. Okay, then we can install Wazuh API package from the GitHub repositories. In this command, it will automatically download and extract Wazuh API package. Okay, now it's going to install. Okay, in here you can see Wazuh API URL. This is the port Wazuh API working on. You can define relevant IP address in here. Default user and password you can see here. User is foo, password is bar. Later you can change all these settings according to your requirement. Configuration files has been located under this directory. So now I am going to allow Wazuh API service port through the firewall. Reload the firewall once again. enable the service, restart. Now check whether Wazuh API service is running well. Okay, it also running well as it is. Then let's head over to next step. Then we need to install Filebeat. Filebeat is a fork of the Elasticsearch. Filebeat used to forward alerts and events to Elasticsearch database. Initially we need to import a public GPG key into our host. Then we need to create a repository, copy and paste this content. This is the Elasticsearch repository for Elasticsearch 7.501. Then install Filebeat package. Okay, now I'm going to download pre-configured configuration file for the Filebeat. In here you can see it will going to download into etc filebeat yml file. Check whether it has been downloaded. Yes, it has been downloaded, and then provide required permissions. Then we need to download alert template for the Elasticsearch. Check whether it has been downloaded. Yes. Provide relevant permissions to the template file. Now we need to download Wazuh module for Filebeat. You can download Wazuh module for the Filebeat using this command. It also has been installed. Then we need to install Java JDK package. Java is required to Elastic deployment. Java has to be installed on Elasticsearch node. Okay, now I'm going to install JDK. I have downloaded already JDK RPM. It's getting installed now. And then we need to set default Java version. Alternatives config Java. In here you can see, you can select one of them. So I'm going to select JDK version 13 as the option 2, and then we need to set Java path for the Java file and Java C file. Now we need to set environment variable for the Java and entries into bash rc and bash profile files for the persistence even after the reboot. Open the bash rc file and put these entries inside of the file. These are the Java environment variables. and then let's head over to bash profile. In here do the same. Now you can see here Java version has been set into Java JDK 13. Now we are ready to go into next step. As the next step, we need to install Elasticsearch. Elasticsearch, I am going to install Elasticsearch from RPM package. Alternatively, you can install it using yum repositories as well. Then we need to allow Elasticsearch service port through the firewall. I am going to execute this command to allow the service ports, Elasticsearch service port through the firewall. 9200 is used for Elasticsearch RESTful API purpose, and 9300 and other ports used for Elasticsearch cluster communication. Execute this command and then reload firewall. Then we need to configure Elasticsearch. Elasticsearch to make Elasticsearch to be able to listening on the non-loopback IP address. By default, it only listening on loopback IP address. Open the elasticsearch.yml configuration file. You need to change node name. In here you can change node name into node 1. Move down further and comment this line. In this case, in here you can add current machine IP address. I am not going to change the loopback IP because this is the one Elastic node I am going to set up, so it doesn't need to talk outside. And comment this line as well, HTTP port 9200, and then move down a little bit further. You can see here cluster initial master node, and comment this line as well. In this line, remove this section because I'm using only node 1, and save and exit. Check whether the configurations are okay. Okay, these are the major changes that we have done. You need to change node name, network host, HTTP port, and cluster initial master node. Then we need to change further configuration in JVM options. Before that, I'll going to show you my memory amount, physical memory amount on my current server. In here you can see I have only 6 GB in this physical machine. Let's head over to etc Elasticsearch JVM options file. In here you need to set initial maximum size of total heap size, and if your system has less memory, you should consider it to use a small amount of megabytes of RAM. This amount of assigned memory may be vary vary to amount of your server's total physical memory. In this case I have 6 GB of total physical memory, so for the demonstration purpose, so I am going to change this into 2 GB. Save and exit. Now do a daemon reload, enable Elasticsearch service, and then start Elasticsearch service. Okay, now check whether it's running as it is. Yes, it's running as it is. You can see here. Keep in mind to check the JVM options because most of the time it may getting errors sometimes because some misconfigurations. Now we need to head over to Filebeat configuration file, etc filebeat.yml. In here, this is the file that we downloaded previously. In here I am going to change Filebeat output for Elasticsearch. So I'm going to change my Elasticsearch IP address. Is 172.0.0.1 is the loopback IP address. Save and exit, and then we need to load a Filebeat template for Elasticsearch. You can use this command to load the Elasticsearch Filebeat template. Okay, it has been loaded. Right, then let's head over to next step. Then we need to install Kibana. Kibana is the web interface for visualizing an event stored in the Elasticsearch. In here I have downloaded Kibana RPM already. So alternatively you can use yum repository. You can download using yum install Kibana. I'm going to install Kibana RPM package. Okay, Kibana has been installed. Now we need to install Wazuh app plugin for Kibana. In this command, using this command, you can download and install Wazuh app plugin from online directly from this URL. So execute this command. This may take a while depending on your internet speed. Okay, now we need to configure Kibana. Okay, now let's head over to etc/kibana/kibana.yml directory. Open up the kibana.yml file. In here, make Kibana to be able to listening on outside of the network and provide the Elasticsearch instance IP address. So I'm going to uncomment this line, server port, and I'm going to uncomment server host as well. Server IP address 172.25.10.50. This is my private IP address. And move down further. Here you can see Elasticsearch host. uncomment this line as well and provide Elasticsearch loopback IP address. In this case, I am going to keep the loopback IP for the Elasticsearch because I don't want to expose this Elasticsearch service to outside of the network. Okay, let's save and exit. Now we need to allow Kibana service port through the firewall. Execute this command, reload the firewall once again, and then enable Kibana service and restart. Do a daemon reload, enable Kibana service and start the service. Now check whether Kibana service running well. Okay, it's running as it is. Now the server-side configuration has been completed successfully. Sometimes you may encounter then some error like this. If this kind of error encountered, you need to update your npm and relevant yarn packages. To do so, I am going to install yarn package again. Yarn install. It has been installed already, and I am going to upgrade yarn light browser list package. It also has been installed, and do a yarn update. Okay, now check whether it's working. Okay, seems to be okay. As a best practice, I am going to restart my Wazuh manager server. After the reboot, I am going to check whether all the services and configurations running well. Yes, Elasticsearch running well. Okay, I need to enable Filebeat service. Now I'm going to check Kibana service. Okay, it also working well, and then check status of Wazuh manager. Okay, Wazuh API. Okay, now all the services running well without any issue. Okay, I am going to restart all the services again. This will take some considerable amount of time to restart all these services, especially Elasticsearch and Kibana. Now we need to check whether all these pods are listening on relevant services. Let's test. In here you can see Kibana using port 5601. It also running on outside of the network. 1550. It also running on outside of the network, which used to Wazuh manager authentication service. Filebeat also running well. Elasticsearch also listening. In here you can see Elasticsearch 9200, 9300 running well, and Wazuh API also running well, and then Wazuh manager syslog service. Okay, now Wazuh manager installation has been completed successfully. Now let's head over to web browser. I'm going to enter Kibana IP address and port. Okay, now it's working as it is. You can see inside of the drop down menu, you can Wazuh API available in here. Okay, now I'm going to do a client-side configuration. So I'm going to add and register Wazuh agent with Wazuh manager. In here I have one agent called CL1 client 1 machine. I'm going to add this client into Wazuh manager service server that we have configured previously. To do so, we need to install Wazuh agent service initially. In here I'm going to install on CentOS 7. In here we need to install some development tools and compilers as we done previously. Okay, now development tools and compilers has been installed. Then let's move on to next step. We need to install OpenSSL package in order to support certificate creation task while the installation. So I'm going to install OpenSSL. Now we need to download and extract latest Wazuh package from Wazuh repositories, GitHub repositories. Simply run this command to download and extract itself. This will take a while to download and extract. It's depending on your internet speed. Commands and guides will be available on the description of the video. Okay, now Wazuh package has been downloaded. You can see here. Let's move into the directory. Okay, now need to run install.sh. This will guide you throughout the installation process as we done previously. I'm going to select English as the language. Let's enter to continue. Ask for what kind of installation do you want. At this section, doing installation in agent, this is the installation directory. You need to specify your Wazuh manager IP address. In this case, I am going to use my Wazuh manager server IP address 172.25.1.50. Do you want to run the integrity check daemon? Yes, of course. Then it will ask for you want to run rootkit detection. Yes, and then ask for policy monitoring checks and active response. Yes, in here leave it as it is because we don't need to create any certificates further, because while the installation it will created the certificate itself, so we don't need add any other certificate at this moment. So I am going to leave it. So press N, enter to continue. Now it's going to build the installation binaries. This process take a while to complete it. Here it will download some relevant required packages from the Wazuh repositories. Allow TCP UDP port 514 and 1514 ports. Reload the firewall again. Now Wazuh manager and agent configuration has been completed. Then we need to add Wazuh agents into Wazuh manager. In here we need to enable Wazuh service, register agent on the manager section. Now I'm going to add the CentOS or Red Hat client agent to Wazuh manager. Let's head over to Wazuh manager. Execute this command to add new agent to Wazuh manager. IP address of Wazuh agent and host name. Enter. Now it will automatically add into the Wazuh agent. Now I am going to list the added agent. Execute this command to list the agent to the ID of the agent. And one in here you can see this is the newly added agent's ID number. Now we need to extract newly added agent key. Execute this command ID of the newly added client machine. This command with the ID extract the new agent's key file. We need this key on the agent section for the agent registration. First of all, copy this and keep it somewhere, and then let's head over to agent. Again, on the agent we need to import the key to the agent and connect agent into the manager with command with this key. In here you can see it asking for the confirmation, so I'm going to press yes. Now agent has been added to the manager. We need to restart Wazuh agent service. Okay, in here you can see connection has been established using UDP protocol with using the port 1514. Okay, now let's head over to the web browser and enter the Kibana IP address and port. Now select Wazuh API from the left side of the drop down menu. Go to the agent section. Yes, here you can see the Wazuh API section. In the API section, here you can see the client that we have added previously. In here you can see all the details related to this machine, all the security events, see all the security related concerns to think about,
security events, security monitoring, inventory data. So it's been a very long tutorial, but I hope you got an idea about how to install and configure Wazuh all-in-one security platform. Okay, if this helps you, please don't forget to hit the subscribe for more tech videos like this. Thank you very much. See you on next video.